Hello everyone, my name is Dana Mimidalia and my co-reporter is Betel Joy Abang Karakian, and our topic is all about common complicating factors. So, network effects. Based on my research, network effects means that the value of a product or service grows as the number of users increases. So like for example lang ha, a social media platform becomes more valuable as the more people join, creating a larger network for users to interact with. So network effects exist in one form or another, and almost all of the revenue management target industries and greatly complicated the task of finding the true EMR. EMR stands for Emergency Management Resources. So EMR is a crucial aspect of our revenue management, particularly where dealing with unforeseen circumstances. In this slide, the sample transportation communication network Spoke City A is connected to Spoke City D. Spoke City B is connected to Spoke City C. So they are connected in hub. So in between na sila connection. So in this slide, multiple unit orders. In order to evaluate an order for multiple units of inventory, you should calculate the sum, the EMRs, the next in the marginal units of inventory, wherein is the number of units requested. If the sum of the revenue you would receive from the order request exceed this amount, you should accept the order. And the bid price control approach, this is exactly what you would actually do. You would either A, pre-calculate this and store the next several EMR value for the future use, or B, pre-calculate the simple formula that would allow you to closely estimate the next several EMR values. So this slide is all about marginal cost consideration. In most of the target service industries for revenue management, the marginal out-of-pocket cost of accommodating and additional customers using existing inventory is quite small. However, in some cases, such as travel agency commissions and the travel industries, it is important enough to incorporate into the model. It is handled quietly simply by deducting these expenses from the gross revenue received from the customers, using the remaining net revenue per customers as the rate level input to the inventory allocation process. So in this slide is all about auxiliary revenue and the profit consideration. The expected profit per customers is price of the product minus cost of the product times probability of the purchase from ancillary services should be added to the next revenue per customers used as the rate level input to the inventory allocation process, and sometimes the level essentially the derivative of the EMR's value of the expected ancillary profit varies by the customer's market segment. Reflecting subjective value, a revenue management system should have some mechanism that allows the revenue manager to explicitly evaluate subjective or difficult to quantify consideration and an informed manner in reaching decision about when to seal or not seal a unit of inventory. Suppose the system is flashing a don't sell signal, but the manager knows that the important client whose continued goodwill is worth considerable amount of money down. So, for example, if the system can tell the revenue manager that accepting this sale will cause an expected revenue loss, so the price requested is $300, where the AMR for the requested amount is $500. The manager is now much better positioned to make an informed decision. Is the customer's good worth at the less $200? Multiple rate category. The example used to introduce the EMR principle in earlier sections were oversimplified for purposes of illustrating where there are more than two rate classifications. It is common to have many more in the travel industry. The calculation of the correct EMR value becomes considerably more complex. Published mathematical formulas which correctly calculate the EMR value when there are multiple rate classes requires too much computer processing power to be of practical use. However, So this slide is all about multiple product categories. In many cases, in the target industries, there may be multiple qualities level to the basic service product offering. Examples include first class and a coach air travel, concierge and the standard floor in hotel. The various classes of rental cars, private versus semi-private rooms, and hospitals, etc. While demand should be forecast and inventory allocation product for each product line, it is necessary to recognize that in some circumstances it is possible to substitute one or more product. So the next slide will be reported by the next reporter. Thanks.